MOD says, I go to work, and guess what? You're probably about to clock off in the midst of clocking off. This is Coach Goody, and you're listening to Givin Game. Yes, sir, Bob, here live on 97.5 FM KDEE, and I want to say happy Friday. Listen, if you had to go to work today, bless your heart, because we already know what's happening this weekend. It's a 3-day weekend. It's nothing like it. Also, nothing like talking sports. So when it comes down to the gist of things, we gonna jump right into it, because y'all know my heart is extremely broken. I don't know if I've ever been this frustrated as a Cowboys fan ever in my life. Now, you know, I'm on the younger tail things of the Cowboy fandom, and I understand you older fans may be feeling some type of way, and this is because this is a constant reoccurrence. If you watch the new documentary, you've seen how Jerry Jones moves. He's always moving kind of funny. In my heart of hearts, I would have prayed that they worked it out. But as I see, they did not, because he is now a Green Bay Packer. Yes, if you did not hear the breaking of all breaking news, Micah Parsons is now the highest paid player, non-quarterback, in the NFL. And he plays for the Green Bay Packers. Oh my God, it just hurt my stomach to say. I have never, ever just wanted to end my fandom faster than when I saw that on my phone. When the alert came in, it just stabbed me in a place that I've never felt before. And I'm a pretty loyal fan, okay, should I say the least? And I know a lot of my listeners, maybe, if you are a Cowboy fan, even if you're loyal to your franchise and your team and it's not Cowboys, it is just something that is so piercing to lose your best player, your franchise guy, that's not the quarterback. I mean, I can't even. I'm going to take a deep breath. Take a deep breath, okay? Bear with me, because this is a very hard topic. It just stings so different. Let's talk the money, the dollars, the cents, right? So now, like I said, he is the highest paid non-quarterback. He's going to the Packers. He got a 4-year, $188 million deal, 120 guaranteed when he puts his name on the dotted line, 136 eventually overall is guaranteed. That's a major contract. And of course, Cowboys, if you wanted to know what we got in return, the Cowboys got Kenny Clark. Now, he is a 3-time Pro Bowler. No offense, but not interested. It's not Micah Parsons. Okay, bear with me, y'all, okay? First round, we got 2 first-round picks in 26 and 27. Banking on the future. Of course, in Jerry Jones fashion, he thinks it's great. He thinks it's amazing. This is the best thing that they've done yet. How could you stab your fans so hard? And I don't know if it's the heart, the back. I feel like this is a spear now. This is not even a knife. Okay? How could you do that to us in the midst of week 1, all right, playing the reigning champions, the Philadelphia Eagles, at Philly? I mean, could you make my weekend any worse? I mean, everybody and their mama have been on it. One thing I love about social media too is everybody gets to give their commentary, their reaction. And this is kind of giving very same energy of Luka trade. I don't know if they were talking and like, hey, let's just shock the city of Dallas completely off its head. And yes, there is some optimism with what basketball has. And yes, there is some optimism with what the Cowboys have remaining. But it's like, oh no. And then the Packers, of all teams, why would you give him to the Packers? Like, oh, Jesus. And, of course, Jerry Jones, again, like I said, thinks this is a great idea. It's amazing. It's best for the franchise. And, you know, Mike is kind of like, he never really wanted to end like this. Very sloppy, very messy. But essentially, we just gave away our guy. And I'm saying this because, like, I can't even get it out. I'm stuttering. Because I literally had to sleep on the fact that I may not want to be a Cowboy fan. Now listen, hear me out. I already know Raiders Nation, Niner gang. I already know. Everybody wonders why I will be a California person cheering for the Cowboys. But I've been sticking through them, tried and true. But now I feel like it is at the last, that might have been the straw that broke the camel's back. I have been contemplating this. I don't know if you've ever gotten to a moment with your fandom where you're like, I don't know if I can even cheer for them ever again. It's just like, it sucks. Oh, it's the worst feeling ever. But it's the feeling that I have today as I come to you guys to let you know, worst trade ever. I don't see the optimism in it at all. Who do you guys think won the trade? The Packers or the Cowboys? Yes, a lot of potential. 2 first-round picks. Awesome. Amazing. But when we're thinking about right now in the moment, you never know. I mean, I'm just saying, shout out to Micah Parsons, too, for becoming in this position, being the highest paid non-quarterback in the league, is going to bring a big target, going to bring a big spotlight, and I hope he performs. I mean, that's where my petty level is. Petty Goody is like, hey, I hope he goes crazy this season to just remind Jerry Jones of the asinine decisions that we make, but I will take a woosah moment and digress, okay? Because there's so much more. Opening week officially starts here this weekend, and there's no better time. There's no better time. I wish I could be extremely excited. Remember, we had this conversation, cousins, about having this just extreme optimism in the preseason, in the summer, watching the training camps, thinking like, hey, who's going to be our potential team? Because everybody's 0-0. Preseason, you kind of see it. You're like, yikes. Or, hey, we got something going here, rolling. And then here comes, the last final days until week 1. And everybody's contemplating what their team is going to do. I think there is another, outside of Micah Parsons, the individual player, I think there's another spotlight in the NFL on the Bengals. Okay? What is the hopeful future of the Bengals? You got Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, and T. Higgins. They are a core dynamic that is unreal. Let's just speak that into facts, okay? And have we gotten to the point where it's like, Joe Burrow, you need to produce, okay? You got all these weapons around you. Be a game changer, or at least a game manager enough to see the impact and the fruits of your labor. But at some point, this core, and I do feel like it's this season as well, is what are you guys going to turn this potential into? Or what are you going to turn this talent into? Because we know that is a very talented core, but there is kind of a spotlight of an eye that we want to watch what's going on with the Bengals and why they can't get to the promised land. I mean, I know there's a lot of landmines in the way to stop them, but at the same time, when do we make them produce? When do we put the spotlight on them to come in and make something happen for the Bengal hopeful? I'm just saying. There's a big spotlight there, and I know we're all paying attention. There's a lot of, Joe Burrow being one of the top 10 in the league as far as quarterbacks. We all know how good T-Hug is. Jamar Chase is unreal. So what are we going to do with it? Let's, scratch our minds and think about that. Contemplate on that a little bit. Also, in Chief drama, as they don't need any more drama this week, in the headlines everywhere in Chief news is Travis Kelce decided to propose to Taylor Swift. And, this has been a thing since they started dating. So that was in the major sports news. Major congratulations. Everybody, loved to see it. Loved that it turned out to something. But in other news of that, Rashee Rice is on a 6-game suspension. They finally gave out the ruling of his personnel conduct. NFL has so many rules that they don't play around when they say don't play around. So his punishment is a 6-game sit-out, 6-game suspension. He won't return back until October 7th, if I'm not mistaken. It's week 7 when they play the Las Vegas Raiders. Will this impact the focus? I brought up Travis Kelce. I mean, they're getting married. Great, awesome. We love the love, right? But let's talk football. That's a side note of side notes. Is he going to be focused? Now, they do say sometimes when you lock in and you really get focused, it makes it easier to not worry about the distractions off the field. You can really lock in more. right? Now, they've been together for a while, so hopefully he should have been locked in. Like, we need you, and especially after that Super Bowl performance, which was very lackluster, you got to show me something. And losing Rice, that's going to impact what Pat Mahomes can do. And are y'all just, is it over? I think that's what people want to see. Is this dominance, this chokehold that the Kansas City Chiefs have had, is it over? Potentially. We don't know. That's all the greatest parts about week 1, because there's so many question marks that make you like, what are they going to do? Who are they going to prove? What's going to happen? And I'm telling you, watching trajectory, same thing with the Browns. Okay? They already finally shipped Pickens off and got him out the way, but they officially announced Joe Flacco as the starting quarterback, Gabriel Daniels as the backup, and guess who's rounding the house off in number 3? Shedeur Sanders. Now, in his last outing, ridiculous. Okay? Not what you want to see when you're fighting for the position. Now, I've heard everybody's discrepancy. He didn't get this. This happened. All these things. At the end of the day, you can only control your performance, and that performance was not there. All right? And I know this is going to be a transition for him, sitting in that 3rd spot. What's going to happen? Is there still potential quarterback spots landing? There's so many quarterback question marks. It's crazy. As we, and I say we, the Cowboys, taking the headlines of trading Micah Parsons, but there's a lot of quarterback positions that's still in limbo. And we're seeing what's going to really happen when it comes down to the nitty-gritty. So could he potentially go on another team? Who knows? He did make the roster this year. So, I mean, we got to still pay attention. We got to watch. We got to see how he's going to handle it. We got to see his body language. I think he's prepared for it. And a lot of the deficiencies that were exposed in that last preseason game, we kind of all knew. All right? Holds the ball too long. You know, the double patting and all that. Get the ball out, read your progressions, and let's go to work. Okay? Did not do that. So, we'll still keep our ear to the ground. We still love Shedeur over here. All right? Still waiting on my jersey. I'm about to get, work on UPS, get my shipment in. But anywho, best of luck to him. I'm always praying about the mental and staying focused on the end goal and end result. And being ready when your number get called. You never know when your opportunity is going to happen, whether that's with the Browns or somebody else. You got to be ready so you don't got to get ready. In baseball news, okay? I told y'all about Cal, man. Cal Riley, man. Hey, listen. MVP in my mind. American League, I know, Aaron Judd, you can't deny his statistics. Flat out dominance, even with the injuries, even with the slumps. But Cal officially breaks the catcher record with 49. He had back-to-back home runs in his last appearance earlier this week, and he got 48 and 49 in the same game. He is obviously projected to end the season with 50, which is just crazy to hear and say. And he's a catcher. I mean, the boy is bad. I'm just saying, the boy man can play. But he is just hitting the skin off the ball in an amazing way. I love to see it, and I love that he's a catcher. Like, I think position guys in certain positions outside of Shohei, it's still a conversation of like, what you gonna do with this bat? And he's dominating. Man, he got him rocking and rolling and rocking. And I love to see it. Record-breaking season for him. For sure, all conference, all league. And again, like I said, the conversation is between him and Aaron Judge. Now, he's finally up there with him, but statistically, Aaron Judge is having an overall better season. You could say tomato. It's a hair thin in between the two, but it's like also, I mean, I can't deny that either. Aaron Judge, the electricity of how good he is with the bat, and to think he already was good, and now he's 10 times better. Scary, of course. But then I can't deny Cal and his electricness and him making an implant and stamp on the season. So it's going to be a very close race on the American League. Just trust me. If you're a baseball fan, you probably know. But if you're just tuning in, you're trying to catch up at the end, because this is when it really gets good. I'm telling you, every league at the end of the season, make the playoffs, starts getting serious, starts getting, thin line between love and hate, thin line between the end of your season and continuing into the playoffs. Obviously, it's money incentives, like get more notoriety, you get more money, you get all those perks in there. But again, people pay attention. And the good part about both of those players is they've been playing well all year. Even with the slumps, they're, small, identifiable things, but not major enough to be like, oh, I don't really like one or the other. It's literally by a thin thread that these two separate themselves. And it makes me excited about baseball season. I cannot deny it. But we're going to get more into the details. Like, September is here. Hey, welcome to the weekend. And we're going to have to get down to the October talk. Again, like I said, baseball is coming with full throttle. End of the year. Great time to pick up a team if you didn't pick up a team. Shout out to the Giants. Dominance over the Cubs this past week, too. Love to see it, because as a White Sox fan, I can't do anything but cheer for everybody to beat the Cubs. They're a pretty good team. Can't deny it. But I love to see when they lose even more. Still a powerhouse team. I see them making a long push in the playoffs as well. Very, very well-rounded group of guys, too. So it plays to the success that they're going to have here as fall is among us. Man, listen, don't y'all forget, y'all listening to Coach Goody, where I know everything in sports. I mean, I know everything, but my ear is to the ground enough to where I can talk at least enough about it. This is Givin Game, and I think we need to cha-cha-cha to the weekend, because we got to get it cracking. Y'all listening to us on 97.5 FM, KDEE. What up, y'all? What up? This is the second half of Givin Game, and I am Coach Goody. Oh, my God. Let me take a deep breath, man. I was so excited to get my boy on the mic. I am Coach Goody, and like I said, y'all listening to Givin Game on 97.5 FM KDEE. My right-hand man is on the mic live in effect, okay? Julius. We're going to get into a little college football, going to get into some high school sports, because that's what we want to do here. You know what I mean? Again, second week of high school sports. College football is officially back in-house. And I know there's a couple games last week, but now everybody full slate. We all up in that thing. I first want to shout out all my HBCUs. Again, Norfolk State, they be getting a whole lot of spotlight this week. Michael Vick making his debut. Okay, shout out to D Jack as well over there at Delaware State, making their coaching debut. I'm still... we were going to see what this is. Is it a trial and error type information with NFL players turning into coaches? I don't know what that necessarily means. I don't know if that's going to result in something, but I will say one thing it is doing is it's bringing the dollars in revenue, and it's also bringing the eyes to HBCU. So I don't never have a problem with it, okay? Come on and see what we doing over here, see what we cooking. As long as more students, and especially more student athletes, want to go to HBCUs, it's extremely dope what's going on. So shout out to all them brothers that's going to be starting week 1, getting things underway. I also want you to not forget, if you live out west and you're listening to me, make sure you get an opportunity, get a ticket to go see Texas Southern as they'll face off against the Cal Bears next week. I'm going to be in the building, of course. I got to go see what's going to happen. I got to go see the band. It's a whole thing, right? Go support our HBCUs. But also, I wanted to shout out Pine Bluff, Arkansas Pine Bluff, that is. They're going to face number 25 Texas Tech this week. And, I mean, I love to see it. Like I said, I love to see our HBCUs, even though we know they're money games. I don't want to hear none of that. We know that. But I think also, too, it's a great gauger of your individual talent. I always was told by all my coaches, hey, when you play against the big dogs, make sure you come and show up. Regardless of what's on the scoreboard, as long as you perform and show you can compete at that level, that's going to give you more opportunities. So I love to see the HBCU success. Remember, I told you, if you don't have a favorite HBCU, we're going to give you one. Here we help you suggest and pick your favorite team. If you do and you an alumni, shout out to all y'all, because I know the cookouts, I know the food going to be lovely this week. Okay, let's just keep it a stack. I already know y'all going to be out there doing y'all thing if y'all haven't been already out there since yesterday. But shout out to all my HBCUs. Also, we already got an upset. Like I said, yesterday actually officially started college football. And number 25, Boise State, lose to South Florida 34-7. Now, Boise State, I mean, they've been doing a lot to get to the power ranking, get to this, perennial program that obviously wants to compete with the Oregons and the Utahs and the big programs, right? You cannot lose to a very, very athletic, very talented South Florida team, and especially not 34-7. I'm just saying, it's not giving you a strong ounce. I'll say today's season is going to be tough, earlier than usual, but very mid. So we already got an upset alert, but I got Julius here. Who's your favorite college? You got a favorite college team, or we still working on the football thing, right?
I'm still searching for a favorite college team.
Okay. Is there any school in particular like that you always liked, or it was like, hey, if I could have my dream school, which one would it be?
I loved watching Ashton Genty last year, but I wouldn't say I'm a Boise State fan.
Okay. It's easy to cheer for Boise. The blue field is like, come on now. And Genty was a great representation to cheer for Boise, but losing, we got to keep our eye out on them. Saturday tonight actually is really when it all starts. Illinois playing West Illinois. It's going to be hopefully a domination, but I want to say Illinois coming in at number 12 means a lot, makes a statement move, and they've had some good seasons, but this NIL, getting this money, getting these players has changed and shifted some of the recruitment in players going to Illinois, and they're definitely going to be seeing if the Fighting Illini can maintain their success. I was probably the most surprised to see them ranked at number 12, and they got an easy game, I would say. Western Illinois is not going to be any competition to them. So they should be able to win easy peasy, lemon squeezy. But I love to see it. I want to see how this Illinois team develops as they come out throughout the season. Saturday morning, we got the game that we really want you to tune into. That's number 1 Texas taking on reigning champs Ohio State. Ohio State's number 3, and it's a 9 o'clock game. There's nothing like, it's almost, I know you kids, you get to stream everything, so everything is like instantaneous. You can watch the season. But at one point in the way back lands, we used to get up on Saturday morning and watch cartoons. Ritual, okay? Have your cereal, watch the cartoon. It was a whole thing. It was your schedule for the morning, right? You knew time based off whatever was coming on the cartoons. Now, I've always been a sports fan, so Saturdays is all to sports, period. So I'm just going to turn my TV on, listen to it in the background, have nothing else going on in my life but college football. And it's a great feeling. It's like standing on the field during the game. You kind of get a little simulation because I do it all the time, but it's going to be a great feeling. So at 9 o'clock, we get to watch Texas go against Ohio State. We get to see if really Arch Manning is all the hype living up to who he say he is. I definitely think he's returning, so don't get nothing too hasty on your opinions. I think he will return next year, and I think he's going to have to prove himself this year. But they got him number 1. Texas got the target on their back first. In the afternoon, though, my LSU Tigers, number 9, coming in. They're going to be going to Clemson and playing against the Clemson Tigers. And a 9-4 matchup. Clemson got to hold it down, of course, protect home field. But I want my Tigers to go in there and do work. I just want my team to win. I don't really care about, I get it, Clemson. But well-coached team, don't get me wrong. But I want to go see my Tigers. And I also think that it's very pivotal right now for LSU to get on the winning bandwagon and push for the playoffs, because this is all down to recruiting. And we see with Nick Saban leaving Alabama, they're on a downslide. LSU's been in conversation to a certain degree, but not really proving LSU worth. Especially last time they won the title in 2019, which that's not too long ago, okay? But I think they need to keep momentum building and keep their name relevant. So you got to win big games like playing against number 4 Clemson. And then coming down to, I forgot to shout out my boy Phillip Bell. He's from Sacramento. No, he moved down to SoCal and played high school ball. But he is a Sacktown kid through and through. He plays for Ohio State. So hopefully he'll get some receptions, get some burn in that Texas game. Not really a football school that you went to. How was the atmosphere on Saturday night, which was all about high school? Me and Julius and some of the gang went to the Grant game. Just talk to me, just purely atmosphere. Not going to a high school that was really a football school, but getting the opportunity to see that football atmosphere. What was it like?
Well, I was surprised because I had never seen lines that long with 2 hours before kickoff. There were basically 200 people in this line. And then the atmosphere during the game, it was electric. Grant fans were excited. They were booing Folsom when they walked out. You could not hear the intro music over Grant's fans.
Yeah.
It was a great atmosphere.
Yeah, the atmosphere of a football game, I think, too, more people, obviously. I think the outside part plays effect to it, like people being more loud. Even though I've been in gyms where it's kind of like your ears are rattling because it's so loud in the gym. But being at the game, I think also, too, a big part of why I like college football is always the stories. It's always great stories behind the athletes. Number two, I think college is obtainable to play on that level for any kid, right? Every kid can't go to the pros. Everybody's not going to make the NFL. Everybody's not going to make the NBA. But you can play college. And you can play at a high level. And some of these guys, you may be a bigger star playing for one of these college football teams than you would ever be in the NFL. Okay? It's harder probably to become a star in the NFL than it is to be at high school level, college level, right? Which gives us an extra investment. I also say because I went to a football school. Shout out to the Tigers. My Tigers, Jackson State Tigers. But this is a whole, like, this is life ritual type thing. You got the tailgaters. You got to love football because the tailgating is a big part of football, right? The grills are queuing still. You know, Labor Day weekend, some people still got their grills out. They about to get cracking this weekend. And then you got football entwined in that. I think it's also, too, you go to a basketball game in groups and, like, with your homies, but it's really a family atmosphere, as we saw, right? Groups of people kind of kicking and hanging, talking football all day long. So the tailgating is top, probably number one. You can't have a good football game without a good tailgate, right? It's like the pre-game to the game, all right? If you go to a black college and Ohio State, let me not take that. Ohio State got a great band, world-renowned band, right? So you also got the band factors. Black schools, we definitely want to come see the band. Halftime is game time at HBCUs because we want to see what the band's going to do. Bands are fire. Fifth quarter is the best quarter. You know, we got all the same. Also, you got to say, hands down, football games get the best food because the barbecue aesthetic. I think that's all it is. Because when you go to a basketball game, you're eating nachos and, like, popcorn, hot dogs. You know what I mean? Your football game, you might get a little rib. You might get a little, you might get a little barbecue chicken or something at a football game. And everybody looks out. Like, you hungry, you want to play. It's a very welcoming environment, especially, too, on the NFL level. We love to see it. So, I don't know, what makes y'all excited most about college football? Again, I told y'all we're introducing Julius to this whole football atmosphere, football environment. We got another big one tonight that I think is going to bring the thunder. But what makes you guys love college football the most? I know Sac State gearing up to have a great season. We're all excited. Stingers up. We're cheering for them. Hopefully that they can get it done this year. Really, it's just to prove that they can be in the Pac-12. I think they can make a push, okay? But we're going to see. They got some heavy hitters up here first. I think they play South Dakota tonight or North Dakota. One of the two. They play tonight, or this weekend, excuse me. And they got Nevada coming up next week. So it's going to be some good games for Sac State. We're going to try to, me and Julius going to try to get to a home game and go check them out in the flesh. Because I think it's something different than watching it on TV, watching highlights. You know, when you see it up close and personal, it's a whole different environment. It's a whole different thing. You start seeing stuff different. You're in more stuff, especially from my side view, because you know I own the sideline, all right? But it's just a totally different atmosphere when you get a chance. So if you are thinking about, hey, I want to go support Sac State, Davis is not too far from here, or if you're listening to me somewhere else and your local college got football, you definitely want to tap in and see what they're doing. Bring the family out. Very family friendly. I know everybody don't like outside. I can't wait till it gets cold out here. Sacramento, we get a little Delta breeze going on, get a little briskness, a little sun. I cannot wait till it's long sleep weather. I'm just so excited about it. I don't know. I love the cold now as I'm getting older. I feel like I used to love the summer more, but I feel like it's hot. It's a totally different heat now, y'all. Now I understand why y'all be in the house, because it'd be scorching outside sometimes. I'd be like, man, especially in football, I don't know how they do it. I don't know how they wear the pads helmet outside. It's crazy. It's too much for me. But let's jump and switch gears to high school football. Friday night under the lights. Like I said, Coach Goody is trying to be on the sideline near you. Last week was Chef's Kiss. I had 2 games, a doubleheader. Friday, I was at Christian Brothers where they faced off against 12 Bridges. And Saturday, I was at Grant where we saw the Folsom Bulldogs come in Grant and just, hey. All right, and you know what? I know I got a ton of Grant family listening, ton of my Folsom family listening. Everybody been asking me all week about my opinion. Obviously, if you didn't know, in whatever you saw since then, I was the only woman on the field, so just, you know, little brag, little toot my own horn there. Right in the middle, right in the thick of things. And at the end of the day, I think my opinion on it is disciplined teams win more ball games. It's that simple. You don't got to get into the nitty-gritty of it. I do want people to understand, though, these are kids. These are student athletes. These kids are in high school on both sides, egging it on, mixing it up, whatever that looks like. But you got to remember, number one is their kids. And a lot of young kids, it's always time to learn. You're learning. I learned lessons in my big old age, right? So it's like, I think discipline wins games every time, flat out. And then you can leave it on the field. And at the end of the day, Folsom just played a better game, flat out. 51-13, complete domination, as much as you can say. Thought it was a game early when it was early 8-7, but Julius, your first, I say, big football game. And I mean, it's the biggest. I still shout out to both programs. I love both programs. It's a lot of great things going on with Pacerland, and it's a lot of great things going up there with Folsom. But getting the opportunity to come into the atmosphere, ESPN, Folsom came out with their fans. The Grant Band, absolutely amazing. You told me about the atmosphere, but getting to see the game live, what was your opinion? What was your take of the Grant Folsom game?
Like you said, it's about discipline. Grant started the game with 2 penalties before kickoff, and that just put him straight at a disadvantage when Folsom's kicker put it back out the end zone.
You know, I just love it. I love competition. You know what I mean? A big part of football, if you don't know, is talking smack. That's a part of the game. But discipline always wins championships. And mark my words. Just mark my words. I didn't do too much damage on them this week in the ranking. I think I knew Folsom was pretty good ball club with everything that they bring to the table. But I will say, trust and believe me, Grant will learn from this. I something in my spirit that's like, they're going to bounce back in a way. Tonight is a great opportunity for them to bounce back and perform. But I definitely feel like that team is going to learn. They're going to build something along the way. Everything shouldn't be given to you off the rip. You know what I mean? Sometimes you got to work it, make it your own. I think this young core is going to make it their own. So just watch out. You know what I mean? I know a lot of people got a lot to say, but Coach Goody loves the Pacers. I also love Folsom. Shout out to all y'all. And everything is going to be a magical season for both teams. I see something big for Ryder and what they're doing. Just getting to finally see him play. Again, both sides, for me, I've seen all of them play since they were at Pop Warner level. So I've seen them since middle school or younger. And just to see them develop and get that opportunity on that, again, that's what I told y'all it was all about. 12 Bridges put the brakes on Christian Brothers, 42-7 on Friday night. And, of course, my ranking was shaken up. I mean, the good part about it is I love people over-invested in the ranking. Like, rankings are break or die. Like, hey, listen, mind you, Friday night, I had already people hitting me up about, hey, my team beat this team, which I love to engage in. But keep hitting me up. Tell me about your squad, because it makes me want to come see your squad. Hence why 12 Bridges was one of my top teams. Not getting to see them play, but watching kind of in the background of how good they are. No, they're really good. I see them making another long push in the section this year. Last year they went to NorCal, won the section championship. But I liked 12 Bridges a lot. Very good balanced offense, strong quarterback leading the way. I like what they got. So the rankings are shucking up again. The only person that remained solid was Folsom. They remained number one. They won the game. So other heartbreakers, I think also the unranked teams, very impressed. Wood Creek beating Jesuit 38-13 and put a little spanking on Jesuit. Okay, no offense. And Whitney beating number 6 West Park 17-13. Close game, obviously. But hey, I like I like somebody who I haven't seen or have underestimated. Show me something. Show me, hey, you should make my ranking because I'm a pretty tough cookie when it comes down to getting in that top 10. I gave y'all the bubble, okay? There's some teams that I still watch even though they're not in the top 10. And MT was able to beat Inderkum, which is where we're going to be tonight. Anything you're expecting from the game, looking forward to the game, as this will be week 2, Julius's high school sideline run. And we're going to be covering the game of the week for me, Marin Catholic at Inderkum. Any expectations, things you're looking for coming into tonight's ball game?
I just want to see the players compete at their highest level, and no clock shenanigans, because this Folsom Grant game, it took 3 hours to do 4 quarters of football.
Yes, I think another impact to it too was the media timeouts, very different. As a former college athlete, until our first game, I didn't know nothing about media timeouts. I didn't know it was a thing. Never played on ESPN before, obviously. But media timeouts are incorporated into your game, whether you're playing live or not at the college level. It felt like a million years in that first half. Which also, too, the second half, in seeing the stats, surprised me for sure, because I'm like, the game seemed like it was going slow in real time. I don't know if I'm the other one. I know a whole bunch of people were there. But it seemed like the game was just going extremely slow. I think tonight we will see better pace. Obviously, Marin Catholic coming in and defending. I think Marin Catholic is going to come show their offense. It's a lot of young Inderkum talent over there. They're going to have to prove themselves. And the number one goal when you're talking about playing is protect home field, protect home court. That's the number one priority. If you don't protect home field and home court, you're going to lose. You're already starting off in the negative. Because when you're trying to go in somebody else's house and take that dub, it's not the same. It's not the same. You know what I mean? So I think Inderkum has to protect home field. They lost last week to Inderkum, so they're coming off of a loss. I still kept Inderkum in my top 15, quote unquote, because I think they're a good team. Monterey Trail showing the discipline. Coach Ewing over there, not surprised. Okay, they've been playing each other for a couple years now, back and forth. But I'm expecting a good one. So all my Inderkum family, all the people that support Inderkum, because they got a great, great fan base. I can't wait to see y'all tonight. So if you see me or Julius on the sideline, say what's up. Don't be fearful. Tap in with us. But let me give y'all my ranking for week 2. Starting in at the number 1 spot. And Julius, you let me know maybe who surprised you the most. A lot of changes. If you follow me, everything is posted on my social media at Goody Givin Game. And number 1, obviously, Folsom. They remain number 1. They got a big week in Sarah this week. And I really liked, because I got to talk to both coaching staffs. I got to be around both teams and all that. I liked how Coach Doherty is like, keep our focus on the main thing. Keep our focus on the main thing. And same with Grant. Keep our focus on the main thing. This is one game. We got many, many more to play. But I kept Folsom at number 1. Oak Ridge moved up to number 2. They won last week. Grant sits at number 3. Rockland 4. Del Oro 5. MT moved them up a couple spots from 10 to 6. Granite Bay number 7. 12 Bridges broke the top 10 at number 8. Casa Robles, shout out to all the Casa family that listens and support, number 9. And then Whitney, who came in and beat the brakes off somebody last week, they're going to sit at the number 10 spot. The bubble, my bubble question marks. My teams that are impressive, could be in the top 10 potentially, would be in a definitely top 20 if we had a top 20 list. Wood Creek, number 11. West Park lost a tough one. Like I said, tough game. 17-13. Those are the ones that you're like, man, I really want back. Like, you know, you hate losing in those close games. But West Park sits at number 12. Jesuit 13. Inderkum coming in at number 14. And Placer played against Casa last week. Tough game early off, but Casa dominated completely. So they round off spot number 15. Anybody impress you, jump off the page, you want to know more about?
I like your ranking of Grant still being 3 because they showed a lot of potential in this game. Even though they lost by a lot, you could see that their players are good, and it was just mistakes that messed them up, especially on their return team.
Yeah.
So if they could fix those mistakes, especially of their players knowing the plays better, then I think Grant has a chance to retake the number 2 spot.
I think everybody week 1 jitters. Let's get the week. We're finally playing real football now, so let's get all the jitters out. I do agree with you. Very hopeful for Grant to turn this thing around. They got another home game tonight, so every week is a new opportunity for you to come out there. You got to have thick skin in this thing because, again, every game you can't control. Every game you're not going to win. And if you're basing your worth off wins and losses, you're going to have a long, long time of agony in this game. Man, I hate to see it come to an end, but this is my hardest time of every show, every week, is giving up the mic and having to go to somebody's sideline, somebody's game. But, man, do not forget, if you want to tap in with me, you want to get more alerts, where we at, where we're going, please follow me on Goody Givin Game on all platforms. You're going to find me, YouTubes, the Twitters, the Facebooks. Shout out to my Facebook Live family. Shout out to y'all listening to me every week. I hate to see y'all go, but I know it's another week coming up soon. Remember, y'all listening to Coach Goody. I got Julius right here with me. This is Givin Game, and I'll see y'all next week. Peace.